The Bermuda Triangle claimed 100 ships and aircraft. Science says it never happened. For decades, the Bermuda Triangle has been treated as a graveyard, a stretch of ocean between Miami, Bermuda, and Puerto Rico where vessels and planes simply cease to exist. The narrative is familiar. Ships vanish without distress calls. Aircraft disappear mid-flight. The ocean swallows them whole. This is the story we know. This is also the story that collapses under scrutiny. The modern legend begins in 1945. December 5th, Flight 19 departs from Fort Lauderdale Naval Air Station. 5 TBM Avenger bombers, 14 men. The flight leader, Lieutenant Charles Taylor, reports an unusual compass malfunction. The planes never reach their destination. Search operations find nothing. No wreckage, no bodies. The official report lists them as lost at sea. Within weeks, newspapers frame the disappearance as supernatural. A rescue aircraft was dispatched that same day. A Martin Mariner flying boat, it too vanished. Now there were 6 missing aircraft, not 5. The narrative deepens. A rescue meant to save becomes another mystery. By the 1970s, author Charles Berlitz transforms these incidents into a book. The Bermuda Triangle becomes a bestseller. The public accepts the premise without question. This region is uniquely deadly. The supporting evidence seems substantial. The USS Cyclops, 1918, a 542-foot naval collier carrying 11,000 tons of manganese ore. It departs from Barbados headed for Baltimore. It never arrives. The ship vanishes with 309 men aboard. No distress signal, no wreckage. The Navy investigates and finds nothing. The Cyclops becomes the largest warship ever lost without a trace. It becomes exhibit for the Triangle's power. Then there's Flight 19 companion mystery. The Martin Mariner sent to find them. It carried 13 men. It radioed back once, "We are searching for Flight 19. After that silence, 2 disappearances on the same day. The Triangle's reputation solidifies. Books multiply. Television specials follow. The legend becomes accepted fact. By 1980, millions believe the Atlantic has teeth. Here's where the narrative fractures. The U.S. Navy conducted a formal review of Flight 19 in 1946. Their conclusion: pilot error. Lieutenant Taylor was disoriented. His compass was unreliable. He led the flight in the wrong direction. They ran out of fuel over open water. In calm conditions with no mechanical failure, just human confusion and darkness. The Navy filed the report. The public ignored it. The Martin Mariner rescue aircraft had a known problem. Its fuselage leaked. Saltwater corroded the hull. The aircraft was already damaged before takeoff. A single spark near the fuel tanks would ignite it. The crew reported an oil leak during the flight. Minutes later, radio contact ceased. The aircraft likely caught fire and ditched. No mystery, no supernatural force, mechanical failure and ocean. The USS Cyclops disappearance unravels similarly. The ship was overloaded. Manganese ore shifted during rough seas. The structural integrity of the hull was compromised. The vessel broke apart in the Atlantic. No explosion, no attack, no vanishing act, just an old ship too heavy in bad weather. The Navy concluded this in their investigation. The public chose a better story instead. When researchers actually examined the Triangle's disappearance statistics, the numbers didn't match the legend. Berlitz had cherry-picked cases. He included incidents from outside the supposed boundaries. He dated some events incorrectly. He omitted ships that were found. The actual loss rate in the Bermuda Triangle is identical to any other ocean region. No statistical anomaly exists. The Atlantic between Miami and Bermuda is actually treacherous for reasons entirely mundane. The Gulf Stream runs through it. Currents shift rapidly. The seafloor topology changes abruptly. Sudden storms develop in minutes. These are documented, measurable phenomena. They explain wreckage patterns. They explain why some vessels leave no trace. Not magic, not mystery, oceanography. The Sargasso Sea sits within the Triangle's bounds. This region contains massive mats of Sargassum seaweed. The vegetation can tangle propellers, it can clog engines, visibility drops, navigation becomes difficult. A small plane or damaged vessel could fail here. The seaweed absorbs radar signals. This explains why some aircraft vanish from radar without wreckage recovery. It's not disappearance, it's detection failure. Methane hydrate deposits lie beneath the Atlantic seafloor in this region. When these deposits destabilize, they release massive bubbles of methane gas. A ship caught in a gas plume loses buoyancy. It sinks rapidly. The water around it becomes less dense. Wreckage never surfaces. Divers find nothing. To observers, the vessel simply vanished. The phenomenon is real. The Triangle gets credit it doesn't deserve. Modern shipping lanes avoid the worst of these hazards. Instruments are better. Communication is instantaneous. Aircraft have redundant systems. Since the 1980s, disappearances in the Triangle have become rare, not because the danger passed, because we learned to navigate it. The legend persists because mystery sells, the truth doesn't. Charles Berlitz built a career on the Triangle. His book sold millions. Television networks produced specials, museums created exhibits, the legend became profitable. Correcting the record was never as lucrative, so the myth endured. It endures still. Every few years, a new disappearance is attributed to the triangle. Usually it occurred elsewhere or decades ago or was never missing at all. The real story of the Bermuda Triangle is mundane. It's about pilot error, mechanical failure, rough seas. It's about how humans prefer mystery to explanation, how we construct narratives from coincidence, how we ignore evidence that contradicts a good story. The triangle never claimed a single ship that didn't have a rational explanation. We just didn't want to hear it. What remains is a useful lesson. Legends fill the gaps between incomplete information and human imagination. The Bermuda Triangle thrived in an era before instant communication, before satellite imagery, before we could verify claims in seconds. It thrived because mystery is more satisfying than mundane truth, and once a narrative takes hold, facts become obstacles, not foundations. The ships and aircraft lost to the Atlantic were real tragedies. Real families grieved. Real investigations occurred. They deserve honest explanations, not supernatural embellishment. The Bermuda Triangle legend dishonors them by replacing explanation with spectacle. The actual story, mechanical failure, human error, natural hazards, is the story worth knowing. It's the one that teaches us something true. Subscribe. Every week we dismantle another legend and find the real story underneath.